Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 224. The album that I would like to review today is Black Moon with their second album titled Warzone, released in 1999. All right, you guys should know who Black Moon is. I did a review on their first album. Also did a review on their compilation album, Digging in the Vaults, that was released in 1996. All right, so right after the release of Enter the Stage, like I said before, um, they're kind of going through some inner turmoils with Nervous Records, the record label they were under at the time, Records, and they weren't getting paid, and so I think they had like a three-album deal or 3 or 5 album deal with Nervous Records, and they refused to record any more material. So out of spite, Nervous Records released "Digging in the Vaults" without their consent, put it out for the public to purchase, which I do have. I didn't know that at the time, but obviously, um, I didn't know that until like years later. But it's a dope compilation album. Definitely check that review that I did a couple months ago. I did that. You know what I mean? And then right after that, they were still going through legal issues with the record label, to the point where like they were trying to this trying to stop Black Moon from using the name because they owned the name, and they settled it out of court. So Black Moon won, so they were still able to use the name Black Moon. And then they were Buckshot was just very busy, and they were working on a whole bunch of albums. Like they did that Helter Skelter, Smith and Wesson, the original Gun Clappers, the Boot Camp Click album, which I was not a fan of. He was just very busy, um, and things of that nature. And yeah, after they finished with that, they were able to put this album out, right? Oh, and Buckshot put out his solo album, which I believe came out. I want to say it came out before this album, or let me see. Let me give me 1 second. Okay, so this album came out before the BDI Thug album, which I did a review on. Was not a fan of that album at all. Did not like it at all. Um, but yeah, man. So this album came out like I said, like February 1999. So this album came out before BDI Dub. BDI Dub came out, I think in October of that year. So based on Wikipedia and other places that I looked up at. So yeah. So this is the album. This album came out with two singles. The first single was two turntables and a mic, and this is what it sounds like Whirlwind. Those are the two singles of the album. All right, I'll get down. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna show you what the album looks like, all that good stuff. So as you can see here, Black Moon, Warzone. Love the album cover, pretty dope. Got like all three members. You got Evil D in the middle. You got Buckshot right here. And you got 5 feet. All right, so you got the moon, pretty dope. Kind of has like that futuristic look to it, pretty dope. All right, this is the OG Presence. This is not the reissue that came out, I believe, in 2005. That comes with extra songs, "The Streets" and "Just Us." Those are the two bonus tracks that you get with the reissue. But this is the OG, so I'd rather have that anyway. So it's what it is. All right, open it up. That's what the seat looks like. All right, pretty cool. Then two, Spectacular, and it's pretty much the same thing as the album cover, but just without the titling. All right, put it back, open it up. All right, so as you can see, you got like the album credits and then pictures, all that good stuff. Got like you get the gear and stuff like that in the back. It's the same thing. The hotline that they're known for doing, like in the album releases. All right, you got the shoutouts right here and all that good stuff. All right. Production is done by beat miners, with the exception of Rock Wilder of Def Squad. He did like co-production on one of the tracks, which I'll get into later on. All right. So that's enough for the producers. The features are Busta Rhymes, Had to Be, Louisville Slugger of OGC, Q-Tip, Coco Brothers, M.O.P and Teflon, and Rock of Rockness Monster. Those are the features in the album. All right, so you know how I get down. I'm gonna go through some of the tracks. All right, so let's get right to it. Let me just put this booklet back in the case. All right, first track is the intro. It just starts off with Evil D. He's just just doing a shout out. That kind of thing. Is like do like a like he's doing like a shout out. Do like a telephone call and stuff like that. And then and then after that, they use like a clip of like some type of it's something like from a documentary or from like a martial arts movie. This is the Rise of the Moon, just explaining, just using that segment to explain the return of the moon, they're coming back and that kind of thing. It's pretty dope. Like it's pretty dope. Um, of the last moon, pretty cool. All right, so that was track one, the intro, nothing too crazy. Track two, the onslaught featured Busta Rhymes. Dope way to start down, a very strong way to start the album. I really enjoyed that beat. I love the beat for that, pretty dope. Like the song itself. Um, like I said, featured Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is on the hook. Um, the beat kind of has like a rock influence to it. It's a funkadelic sample that they sampled from. I don't remember the sample, but it's a funkadelic sample. Um, I like the line by Buckshot when he says, "Buck spread love like the Pope, but but never spread false hope. I bring the bomb squad close, rock you with a dose of TNT. Niggas ain't believing me. I'm coming back for all the niggas who be thieving me." I thought it was pretty dope. Like I said, dope way to start the album. Really enjoyed that. Really dope. All right. Track three, Warzone, featuring Rocket's Monster. Love that. It's a decent beat. Pretty dope. Um, I like the line by Buckshot. Um, it's just pretty much the beat is pretty much it's like a bass line with like no space sounds and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I like the line of Buckshot when he says, "I'm about to toss a couple of shots and bust back at niggas with parking lots. Even though it's dark, I know they coming for me slowly like a slow leak water dummy. Is you gonna bust or is you gonna hesitate? Why hesitate, my nigga? Bust and never wait." Really dope. And that was actually like an underground single, so just had to throw that out there. But yeah, pretty dope, really dope. So far the album's coming on strong, pretty dope. I like it a lot. Um, track four, this is what it sounds like, Whirlwind. Track four, that was actually the second and final single of the album. Um, I really like that joint right there. That was pretty dope. There was a video for that. It's not really the best quality, but it is on YouTube. It's actually on the YouTube Duck Down YouTube page. So you know how I get down. I always usually post things, stuff like that, um, in the description box, so you guys can check it out. Um, I like the line by Buck when he says, "Buck flow with the speed of a bobsled, bust lead to the head. Plus I stay red. Every time I think about what Machiavelli said, fight the ones who bled." I love that. I like the beat for that too. That was pretty dope. Track five, freestyle. That was pretty cool. I like the beat for that. Dope beat for that shit. I love the line by Buck when he says, "Rolling up the black from dust to dust. Buck is like a burner, cock back and buzz. Full clip ready to fall bullshit. As soon as the target's on sight, niggas pull shit. Don't wait. Aim straight. Point at this plate. If he does, it's fate. If it don't wait." That was pretty cool. I like that. Like he's in his bag, man. So that right there so far, man. Like basically what you heard, it just shows that Buck still got it. He didn't lose a step or anything like that. He still his sword is still sharp. You know what I mean? Like especially from the end of the stage, and which I'll get into after this album. So review. So that was track five freestyle. Track six, um, five interlude. It's just just five on 5 Feet Accelerator. He's just been he just talks about how he came up in the game and things like that. So nothing too crazy. Just being interviewed about that. Track seven, For All Y'all, featuring Headed B, Boogie Down Productions at one point in her life. One of my favorite tracks off the album. Love that joint. Um, that was actually a 5 Feet solo track. I really enjoyed that. So that was pretty cool. Had to be on the hook, like I said. I like the line when he said, "Trying to grab a nigga that's smothered on fire, hot every night, elevates be on my soul desire." That was pretty dope. Another line I like when he said, In this galaxy or universe, believe it or not, you get it first. Plus, you get it the worst without a discount on the hearse. Bursting all up in your mouth in your thirst. Time to see you over curse. Yeah, yo, he goes in on that joint. Like the way he writes that beat is just so dope, man. And then like had to be on the hook for all y'all niggas, all y'all niggas. Yo, that shit is ill, son. That shit goes hard, man. So that's track 7 for all y'all. Feature Heather B. Track 8, Come Get Some, featuring Louisville of OGC. Um, Not really my favorite song of the album. Not a fan of the beat. Louisville Slugger, like I've always felt like he was like the weaker. He was like to me, he was the weaker group of. Excuse me, weakest member of the group OGC. I just never like he never really did anything for me. But although he did his thing on the OGC on the Storm album, but he's not like my go-to. Like when I think of OGC, I think of um whatchamacallit, I think of Starang Wonder. You know what I mean? Starang Wonder to me is the star of the group, and so underrated, man. I would have wished he dropped a solo album, around like, like 97, 98, 99. Like, whoo, oh my God, that shit would be fucking dope, man. Just like Beat Miners Productions, like I mentioned before, DR Period, Fizzy Womack production, and I would have been good with that, man. But, only one could dream. Maybe it could still happen, but, we'll see, So yeah, track 8, Come Get Some, featuring Louisville of OGC, excuse me. Not a fan of that song at all. Didn't really care for that. Track 9, Wave the World. That was a dope track. I like the line by Buckshot when he says, got all these stressed out niggas with firearms. Prepare, get ready, about to bomb. First one hit usually an innocent civilian. Shove out the elevator, dead up in the building. That was pretty dope. I really enjoyed that. He killed that shit right there. That was track 9, Weight of the World. Track 10, Evil D is on the mix. Everybody knows, you guys know, back in the mid to late 90s, Evil D was one of the DJs at Hot 87 back in the day. And then he always starts off with, the beginning of the show, Evil D's on the mix, come on, kick it. So he does that in this, but it's just like an instrumental track. Really dope. I really enjoyed that. He's very short, nice beat to it, very mellow, but with some like hard drums. Pretty dope. Excuse me. Track 11, Showdown, featuring Q-Tip. Was not a fan of the beat. It was an okay track. I feel like the beat was a little bit too. It was too simple. It was just like a bass line, and it didn't really do much to it. I think they could have added more to the beat, or added a sample, then put the beat. I think they would have added a little bit another sample. I think it would have been better. But that's just my opinion. So not my go-to track. Like that's just me though. Track 2, 1 2, really enjoyed that joint right there. That's one of my favorite tracks of the album as well. Really enjoyed that. Um, Love the line by Buck when he says, "Buckshot rock niggas like kicks, sport holes like clothes, cock back the double barrel. Used to be broke like an arrow. Walk a narrow path. You don't know the half, nigga. You ain't do the math. Add up, add the bag up. We finna stash with the war, with throw the flag up. Woo! Yo, the way he said it, oh my God! Like obviously he said it better, but the way he flowed and he delivered that on the beat. Oh my God, that shit was ill. He uses the David Axelrod sample that everybody knows and the mom uses. I think it was a Divine Image sample he used from excuse me, sorry, from the David Axelrod and stuff like that. So that was pretty dope. One of my favorite tracks of the album. Track 13, Frame, featuring Coco Brothers, aka Smith and Wesson. Um, Wasn't a fan of the beat. I thought it was okay. Could have done without it. It's not my go-to track when I listen to it. Track 14, Buckshot Interlude. It's just a skit. This is an interview of Buckshot, just him talking about the how he struggled, the struggles he went through, during the industry and things like that. And him and the group has gone through, like, talking about like the lawsuit, like I mentioned before, and what in the record label they were under at the time, that kind of thing. So Yeah, so he talks about that. So nothing too much to talk about. So that kind of thing. So um, track 15, two turntables and a mic. Uh, that was the first single of the album. Um, not a fan of the song. I don't really like that beat. I mean, it's been used before. Like I think Kamosi used it for Hot Stepper, which I thought was pretty dope. Um, it uses the heartbeat sample, but Tana, I don't know how you say them, Tana Gardner or Tana Garner, but everybody knows that. But that's been used numerous times. Like if you hear the song, like you'll know what I'm talking about. But like I said, to give you guys, sorry, yeah. So like I said before, it's been used plenty of times, numerous times. Like I said, Ani Kamoza used it before for Hot Stepper. I mean, that song Hot Stepper was fire. Like I remember that coming out, I believe in like 93, 94. Oh my god, that shit was all over New York, man. But they tried using this on this album, and then I just wasn't crazy about. That's one thing I noticed about a lot of rappers in the '90s and stuff like that. They would try to like go back and trying to and I get it, they're trying to give homage to hip hop, like the early days of hip hop by using the samples from back then. Like like for example, like the final countdown with Def Squad, like I was not a fan of that. It's just when they sampled the rapper's delight, I wasn't crazy about that. Same thing with this, they did the same thing with the heartbeat sample. It was like, oh my god. But the only person that to me that did is justice, in my opinion, OC with the Dangerous. I forgot the sample they used, but they killed that. He killed that. Him and Big L. Oh my god, that shit was fucking dope. But yeah, two turntables in the mic. Was not a fan of it. Wasn't a fan of the beat. I feel like the onslaught should have been a single. To me, I think that would have been a better single. But that's just my opinion. Um, so that was track 15, two turntables and a mic. Track 16, Annihilation featuring M.O.P and Teflon. Oh my god, this has to be my favorite track of the album. Love the beat for that shit. Love it, love it, love it. Um, love the line by Teflon when he said, to me, hit. I feel like Teflon and 5 Feet had the best verse in my opinion. I love the line by Teflon when he says, "Fucking passport, I'm intergalactic. Get through this beat and gin for my hymn and bury the hatchet." Love that. He killed that. 5 Feet when he says, "Going to war to going to war with heavy artillery. Nobody's killing me. 21 gun salute. Now you feeling me. Now you feeling applying the pressure. Add a squeeze on the trigger. Recipes my bloody red bond nigga." Love that joint right there. They killed that shit. Buckshot. Excuse me. Sorry, let me change the track. All right. Yeah. So like I said before, Buckshot is not on the song, thank God, because the way he flows, he's very laid back. You know what I mean? I think it would have killed the chemistry of the beat of the song. It would kill the chemistry of the song. You know what I mean? So I think with 5 Feet, he's very aggressive, he's very energetic, that kind of thing. M.O.P. And to me, this felt more like an M.O.P track more so than a Black Moon song. You know what I mean? I felt like that could have been on, like this song could have been on First Family for Life or even the Warriors. You know what I mean? That would have been dope. But it felt more like an M.O.P song, more so a Black Moon song. But it just felt like an M.O.P song featuring Black Moon. That to me personally. But either way, dope song. Love that joint. I believe Annihilation was like an underground single. But either way, love that joint. It's my favorite track off the album. Love that joint. So that was track 16, Annihilation. Track 17, The Rest. Really, really dope song. Love the song. Just talks about just stressing out. Don't let the devil get to you. Love the hook for that shit. Why does Charlie trying to? Why is the devil trying to fuck with me? Why you trying to fuck with me? God damn it, some shit. God bless it. Some shit, he killed that. I love that. Um, I like the line. I love the line when he says, "Walking through the streets, minding my biz, fearing like the devil know what time it is. Rolling my lead, rolling my leaf. Just bought a dime. Everything's spinning in my goddamn mind. Hold up. Wait a minute. Speak at one time. It's too many voices in my head. I hit a flat line. could have sworn I heard the voice whisper from behind. Woo! He killed that shit, yo. Just niggas talking about being in his head and shit. Everybody could relate to that. When you overthink and things like that, I really enjoyed that, man. That was a pretty dope song right there. That easily could have been a single too. But at that time, people weren't as introspective as like that, not as they are now. Because back then it was all about who had the illest beats, who had the illest lyrics and things like that. So I don't think people were really ready for that. Plus, you had Pac, but Pac died 3 years prior, so a lot of people that wasn't really the norm. And DMX was doing that too, the introspective, raps and stuff like that. But coming from Black Moon, I don't think people were really ready for that. So, but yeah, man, really dope track. I really enjoyed that. Track 18, Throw Your Hands in the Air. Love that joint. Love the beat for that. Um, Rock Wilder, he's on the production as well. He just plays the keyboards and things like that. To me, one of my favorite tracks, and definitely a dope way to end the track. Definitely, definitely a dope way to end the album. So I really enjoyed that. And track 19, outro featuring Rockin' This Monster, or Rock of Helter Skelter. Um, it's just Rockin' This. He's just freestyling over the Warzone beat, and that's pretty much it. So overall, man, this is a very good album. I really enjoyed this album. Very underrated. To me, one of the better releases out of the second wave of Duck Down releases, in my personal opinion, because excuse me, because I already did a review on the Bootcamp Click album, which I was not a fan of. For the People, Still for the People, was the one I have the reissue. Um, the Coco Brothers, which I felt was dope. It had potential, but it could have been better. But it was decent. I liked it as bad. Um, the Magnifiers was, to me, it was very disappointing. It would had some decent tracks on the album, but I feel like the production was the big problem. I get it; they were trying to stray away from the beat minus sound, but it's like one of those things. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I mean, I get it. You wanted to get away from the beat minus production, but you could have got Dr. Period. You could have got Fizzy Womack, man. You could have got something. You know what I mean? But a PF Cutting. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it is what it is, man. But yeah, I just was not a fan of that album. And then this album came out, and to me, I think it was a lifesaver, in my opinion, as far as like releases, man. Because like again, some of those albums, like I mentioned before, were kind of like underwhelming listening to production wise, because the lyrics were dope, but it was the production. Now get into this album. Again, another dope album, in my opinion. Very underrated. Production wise, they kind of went more rock influence, soul production. You know what I mean? Compared to the first album, because the first album was like more jazz influence, that kind of thing. This had like a more rock, funk influence to it, but it was still sample based. Um, I just feel like some of the beats on this album were a little bit too samey. Like some of the songs, like let's see, Come Get Some, I could have done without. Showdown, Frame. They could have done a little bit better, man. Like, some of them was just bass lines and things like that. It was nothing to it. It's like okay, that's it. Warzone was another song, but Warzone actually was pretty dope. So I really enjoyed that. That was pretty dope. But other than that, great album. Again, I didn't care for Two Turntables in the Mic. Was not a fan of that song. Again, they were trying to go for that. Um, they were trying to go for that, that old school hip hop homage, but it's just like, come on, guys, like, and then that was like the norm back in the late '90s, and it's just like it didn't work for some people, with the exception of OC with Dangerous, which again I forgot the name of the song that they sampled from, and in fact I believe OC was talking about in the interview that he he begged Evil D's to flip the sample, or I think it was Mr. Wall that made the beat. Like, nah, I'm not flipping that. Nah, everybody knows that song, but he convinced him to do it, and lo and behold, that shit it just was a banger. You know what I mean? But this album, like I said, um, very dope, underrated. I don't think this album was like promoted very well, but you know what? It's like one of those things that, man, like it's really dope. I definitely check it out. You know, if you're expecting Enter the Stage Part Two, you'll be disappointed. But they still got the lyrics, man. They still got it, man. But if you just get out Enter the Stage, out of your mind, I think you guys will enjoy this album. You know, the production is dope, the lyrics are dope. They still got it. You know, this album is out of print. I know like the price fluctuates. And you got the revisit the Warzone Revisited, which came out I believe in '05. It comes with two tracks. Um, Just Us and the Streets. The Streets is pretty good. Just Us I wasn't really too crazy about. But yeah, really dope. Again, one of the better releases out of the second wave of Duck Down releases. The Representatives I wasn't too crazy about that album. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And yes, I will be doing a review of the OGC Empire Strikes Back. But I'll do that on a later date because I got other albums that I want to review on here. So I'll do that on a later date. Plus, where the CDs at, I have like 3 bins worth of CDs, and then like they're buried under that. So it'll take me a long time to go through that. So whenever I get a chance, I'll pull that CD out and then review that for you guys. But that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that review. Stay tuned. Be easy. Stay safe. Happy Friday. You guys have a wonderful weekend. And be easy. All right. Peace.